look now. Yep, it don't matter. This thing's really messed up. Uninstall it and reinstall it. I'm not going to do that right now. Yep, I'm going to have to uninstall it, reinstall it. Not going to do that. So you just have a messy picture right there. I don't care. Anyhow. Oh, wait, I haven't been up here for a little while anyhow. We'll wait and see. You know, as always, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, that takes forever to do because, see, today I'll lose some subscribers. And how will I lose subs? Because I'm here talking to you right now. That's all it takes for me to lose subs. And so, you know, I'm always punished for doing a live stream or making a video. And when I do nothing on this channel, then it lets the subs grow. But as soon as I hit 1,000, I had a comment that came in that tells me, oh, you've hit 1,000 subs. Congratulations. Now it's time to take your channel down again. Normally don't happen at 1,000 now. But conveniently, that came in one day, and the very next day I had a strike and the video was removed. That was pent up for 3-4 months. So go figure, right? All adds up, doesn't it? Anyhow, so I haven't been doing nothing now. Right, you know, the message falls on deaf ears anyhow. And as you see, I gave no evidence required because in today's society there is no evidence required on anything. If it's a somebody, if it's a person in a position, you're all just going to believe them. You don't have to have any kind of evidence, which means they can lie their liver loving tail off to you and you'll all believe the lies. And you'll just run right along with the lie because there is no evidence required anymore, not in today's world. At one time, evidence used to be required, but not no more. What a joke. What a joke. But anyhow, I figured I'd jump up here and do a little rant, a little talk. Don't guarantee how long I'll be up here, and I don't guarantee that I'll even come back. I just have not been in the mood to come up live, to do videos, to talk to, you know. I've done this for a lot of years. My message falls on deaf ears. The majority of my messages fall on deaf ears. I watched the crap play out. You know, still don't matter. You know, but again, in 2020, I told everybody Agenda 21 all day long, playing in my face. And it still is. Nobody listens. They just keep not paying attention to what's being said to them. You know, but the reality is this. This world is in the shape it is because we have allowed it to be that way. And it's really sad because they've divided people so bad that people's skills to get along with one another are gone. Completely obliterated. Most people in today's world have not the first clue of what they're doing. All they think they know. But they don't. They don't know how to treat each other, that's for sure. Okay, nobody knows how to treat each other. Very few. And I don't know what to say about that other than it's just wrong. Okay, but there's nothing I can say about it because it's going to fall on deaf ears anyhow. People would rather hate each other. They really would. They'd rather hate each other than to figure out why we treat each other this way. You know, this is what started me on my little endeavor, and TFL and all that crap was from the way people are treating each other. And of course, from not being able to have anybody in my life myself for so many years before I finally did. Okay, you know, and the majority of the people in today's society don't even know what real love is. They've never experienced real love. They think real love don't exist, or they think love is sex, or they equate love to being like it is with their mom or dad, or their brother and sister. That's love. And the only thing I can say is there's two types of love. You know, oh no, they're the same. Yeah, but if they're the same, then you should have no problem, guys, being attracted to your own mother. And you should want to hit her up. You want to go to bed with your own mom, right? I don't know many people that find their own parents sexually attractive, right? Mm, it's because there's two different types of love. Always has been. But the majority of the people in today's society, especially in the manosphere, have never experienced love once in their life. No, not real love. They never have. And because of that, they don't have an understanding for it. Oh, but they all want to pretend they understand it. They all want to act like they know something they don't know that they've never experienced in their life. And they want to tell the people that have experienced how wrong they are when they never experienced it themselves. It's just such a joke. It is the blind leading the blind. It really is. And that's what you have in the manosphere. You have blind leading the blind, the dumb leading the dumb. Sure hate to say it that way, but it's the reality. It's right in our face. You know, and no evidence required, well, from 2020 forward, no evidence required for what's going on in this world whatsoever. Hell, they can even use a PCR test created by a guy named Kerry Mullis, who openly on video has told everybody that, well, all about his test that he invented, that he got the award in 1981 for, creating. And nobody cares. That's right. We know this person over here knows more about the inventor. Yep. They have to know more than the inventor. Well, then why wasn't they the one that invented it? Oh, but that would take critical thinking skills, common sense, and they are somewhere lost with the dinosaurs. If there was ever a dinosaur. But the reality is we don't treat each other properly. This is why we're in the shape we're in. We don't hold other people responsible or accountable for their actions. And we allow lies to be told all over the media. And then to tell somebody that fake news is actual real truth. That's what's going on. Real truth is called fake news. Lies is called truth. Everything is completely upside down. Everything. It's pretty sad that that's the case, but that is the case. It shouldn't be, but it is, okay? And there's nothing I can do about that. I've tried everything I know, and I'm so sick of it. You know, my health is bad as it is. I still care. I always have cared about what's right. I want what's right for everybody, but I can't make what's right for everybody because other people have to want what's right for everybody too. But people don't have empathy anymore. They don't have remorse. You know, and when you're missing empathy and you don't have empathy or remorse, or you have very low empathy, then your care will be selective care. That's right. And anytime you do something for somebody, it's going to be based out of selective care, that there's something in it for you. You know, the ultimate selfishness. Oh, but that's all right. I mean, let's look around us. It's all right to lie, right? Everybody lies. There's nothing wrong with lying. But don't lie to me. That's right. So it's normal to lie. It's okay to lie, but you don't want to be lied to. Sorry, you can't have it both ways. That is the definition of somebody that's completely out of their damn mind, okay? And that's literally what we have going on in today's world. People are out of their mind. Well, I see off the grid just say hey, and I said hey, Val, say hey back since I see he's there. Okay, now I know I haven't been up here in a long time, so nobody would even expect that I'm here. But you know, if my channel should disappear because YouTube takes it down, I won't be open. I won't be opening another one. Okay, just so that you know, I won't be opening another one because my message falls on deaf ears. I'm censored to no end. It's been that way for a long time now. And if I go to put out Road Truth, well, they'll just yank it down. I'd have to go to some other site and put it up that'd probably yank it down too. Yep, sure as enough, Arla fall on deaf ears. People that don't want to hear. People that wants to believe the lies because it makes them more comfortable. It's pretty pathetic and it's pretty sick. We live in a very sick time, that's all I can tell you. And you don't know who you can trust anymore, neither. At least I can say the friends that I've had for many, many years, my whole life, that are still friends, are still friends. I can't say that for so many people. Because so many people ain't. They don't know how. They haven't the first clue of how. They want to do unto others that they don't want done unto themselves. Then they'll whine and complain and moan and belly about somebody's done this bad wrong to them. And then when you look into it, you find out that they done this very same bad wrong to the person who done it back to them. And they're furious over how dare them do it to me when they were doing it to them first. Yeah, that's called no empathy. It's called not having empathy, not being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. To understand that your behavior hurts somebody else, and when you hurt somebody else through your behavior, and they do back onto you what you done onto them, and you're all furious about how they could do that to you because you have no comprehension on what you did to them was the very same thing they just done to you. And now you're hurt because of what they done to you, but you hurt them first and you just don't get it. You just don't register. Okay? I mean, it's like your brains have been shut off or they're still in the box in the package with the installation instructions there and never been hooked up, never been installed. That's almost what that's like. It's like you're just a walking zombie. You know, it's pretty sad because I really do care. You know, it's like people think they've lived my life for me and they haven't. And they make assumptions for you, and you don't talk to them for that reason. And I don't talk to people who's never experienced real love in their life and listen to their advice because they can't give you advice on something they know nothing about. But they think they know everything about it, so they think they can give you advice, and you need to listen to their advice when they've never experienced it in their life and have not the first clue of what they're talking about. But they will make assumptions for you when they will run their mouth and they will just pull things out their anal and spit it out their mouth and think that's all okay to do. Not worth talking to people like that, really, isn't it? Yeah, that's correct, off the grid. That's exactly what's everywhere. The zombie apocalypse is real. Every day when you go outside, you're going to see yourself surrounded by them. Go to the mall, go to the store. Don't matter where you go, you're going to be surrounded by zombies who think like a TV set, act like a TV set, walk and talk like a TV set. And the only knowledge they got is whatever was parroted to them. They don't look into nothing for themselves. Don't use common sense. Don't use critical thinking skills. Don't examine nothing. It's sort of like the Bible. People don't examine it. Now, I'm not saying the Bible is all filled full of lies, but I'm going to tell you some things right now. When I was a kid, we had to go to Sunday school and church every single Sunday as a kid when I grew up. My family was Christian. And every Sunday I had to go to this church uptown here. Okay. The church is still there, still running too. Okay. And so we would do Sunday school. And then after Sunday school, we'd go sit in the pews in the church. And after all that was over, we'd go home. And then sometimes we'd go in the middle of the week on Wednesday as well when I was a kid. So this is what was going on this is what I grew up with. So, when I was taught that our God, our Creator, He created the earth, and then He created the animals, and then He created one man, Adam. Then He took a rib from Adam and created Eve so that Adam could have a mate. And that this is where we came from. So, hold on, let me get this straight. So, God created the earth where we live. He created the animals, and then He created one human, and then took a rib from that human, created Eve. That's right, so He'd have a mate. And that's where we came from. So then I threw out and says, okay, so what if Adam and Eve were black? Where did I come from? What if they were Asian? Where did I come from? Do you follow what I'm saying? It don't add up. It don't make sense. Okay, and then of course the next thing that did make sense when you look at it was the story about the crucifixion of Jesus. And why didn't that make any sense? Well, I'll tell you why it don't make sense. Because if we would kill our very own Creator's child, to think that we wouldn't change our Creator's words would be completely insane. If you're gutsy enough to kill your own Creator's child, then I suppose you'd change your Creator's words to your own wants to, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And then you have the other dilemma here. I've talked to people that are supposedly Christians themselves, and they tell me, oh, no, no, no. Everything they agree. What's ironic about it is they agree with the story about Adam and Eve. They agree with the story about God creating the earth. But when you tell them that it would not be possible, because if Adam and Eve were black, where did we come from? If we're white, everybody has a different story. And then you get people who tell you, no, no, that's not how it worked. There are already humans here. Hold on. But if God created the earth that you just agreed with and put animal on it and there was no humans here, and then you talk about Adam and Eve, you're going to tell me there was already humans here. Duh! That don't go together. Sorry, you see. And then you look at the different religions. And when you start looking into the other religions, you'll realize they say the same things, really, just in different texts. And Jesus was born at different times with different names and the same story. you know? So, this tells you right away that this is BS. This is man created. What do they use best to control people? Fear. We know this already. Fear is used in mind control. Fear is used to control people. And so think about it. They gave you this all-loving God that you were going to burn in, where for eternity if you didn't do as your all-loving God told you to do. Okay, I'm sorry, but there's just the whole thing just all messed up. So I have trouble buying into that. And I'm not atheist. No, not. I've never been an atheist, never will be. Okay? I'm not against the belief of a creator. I'm against the BS that's being fed. And then there's the other thing, I had to think about because I grew up in a house that was haunted. No lie, that's fact. I grew up in a house that was haunted. The house was well over 100 years that I grew up in. That house was still standing, by the way. And that house was haunted. I've dealt with paranormal. When I was a kid growing up in that house, and I've dealt with it after that as well, a few times in my life, and I can tell you what, there is life after death. Don't lie. Fact. Okay, when you die, you're not, I don't know how, but you're not dead. Your consciousness, your spirit, your soul, all one and the same, is still going to be alive. Personally, I think we're in a different dimension at that point, but, who am I, right? And I know electric has a lot to do with it because your heart has electricity. And how do they restart your heart if you have a heart attack? They shoot electricity into your body to restart your heart. See, so, and I don't know where you put your Energizer batteries, or if you got Duracell, or you got a rechargeable battery and you plug your fingers into the outlet every night to charge. Okay, it sounds nuts, but the reality is the reality. We're electric beings, and I'll tell you what. David Icke, he tells you it just came to him. The knowledge just came to him. Okay, now people say, what they say. I mean, I can understand. Okay, he was mainstream media. He was BBC or whatever over there. He was a sports announcer on television. Okay, so he had a position, and we know in today's society, the people on TV are the majority are all Freemasons. They're all bought and sold agents. They do as they're told, or they don't have a job. Okay, and they lie all the time, right? But you know what? One thing that nobody ever thought of back when David Icke came out, I don't think they had control over all the media worldwide yet. I really don't. And what's to say that Mr. Icke was beginning to see what was going on, didn't approve of it, and that's the reason he quit, because he's never been back in mainstream media again. Now you say, yeah, but it's not possible for him to just have this come to him. At first I was totally in agreement with that that's nuts. And then I got remembering something that totally, this is no lie, this is fact. And this slapped me in the face, and I was going, oh shit. You know what? Mr. Ike's probably telling you the truth. Now, how is that? Nothing's just going to come to you. Well, I was living off of Prospect, and my family was there, and I had a neighbor, Billy Pettigo, and he lost his place next door, and he stayed with us for a while. And then one night we were sharing a room, and he was over on the other side of the room in his bed, and I'm over here in my bed. We're getting ready to go to sleep. When you just lay down for the night and you just close your eyes for the very, very first time ever, you ain't asleep. You just now closed your eyes. I mean, that very second you close your eyes, that you're not asleep, a video was playing in my head. The very minute I closed my eyes, this video was playing. It was just like watching TV, no lie. And what the video was, a very short video. It was the current house I was in. It was the back door of the kitchen. And there was a knock at the door, and my mother opened the door, and two cops came walking through the door. And at the time, I was getting high on pot all the time, and I had my pot pipe laying on the counter by the door. And these two cops walked right by my pipe, and I had a heart attack when I saw that, right? This is in the little video that just played in my head. Okay, and these two cops came through the door of my house. I opened my eyes like boop, 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 and I told Billy what I just saw, what just happened. He told me, oh, nonsense, don't worry about that crap, just go to sleep. So, okay, I went to sleep. 2 days after this happened, there was a knock on the back door, and I was sitting in the living room. And my mother opened the door, and two cops come walking through the back door, and I looked on the counter, and there was my pipe. And they took Billy off to jail. So I remembered that and thought, oh, shit, I knew that 2 days before it happened because it just came to me. How did that just come to me? How did I know 2 days before? How did that video play in my head the minute I closed my eyes? That's no lie, that really happened. And I'll tell you this, I've heard more truth from David Icke in the last couple of years than pretty much everybody else on the internet. Hate to say it, but it's true. Now, don't get me wrong, Mark Passiv's told a lot of truth. There are people out here telling truth back. You get vaccinated, there's a lot of people out there telling the truth. Okay? But most of the time it falls on deaf ears. But I remembered that and I thought, oh shit. And I was thinking, there's no way this could have just come to David Icke. And I remembered that and I thought, oh no. Oh, yes, it could have. Think about it. David Icke's never been back in mainstream media since. You know, there is life beyond what you think there is. Seers are very, very real. People who can see things before they happen. Yeah. Psychics. There are real psychics, what you want to call a psychic or a seer. And I'm not claiming I'm a psychic or a seer whatsoever, okay? I'm only telling you this is like I grew up in a haunted house. The experiences I've had in my life. And, you know, even with David Icke, I was, oh, that's nuts. There's no way in heck. And then I remembered this. And I was like, oh my God. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Because I had it happen to me. Okay? So, yes, there is. And so maybe whatever force or whatever's on the other side, or, you know, the electric form frequencies. I mean, I agree with David Icke on so much stuff that he says. I totally agree with him. And my life experiences, a lot of it lines up. Okay, it really does. It lines up. So, you know, you're calling him a gatekeeper for the elite, a shield. You know what? If that actually happened to him, what would he be called? A gatekeeper for the elite, a shield, of this, of that. No lie, that's exactly what would happen to him and what's been happening to him. Don't believe me? Heck, I've been up here for a long time. You know how bad I've been attacked online for all the years I've been up here? I've been called every name in the book. I've been attacked. I've had things made up for me. I've had all kinds of things thrown at me. So to think David Icke wouldn't have had it thrown, oh my God, yes, he would have. And you got to have tough skin to stand through that. You really do. But I'll tell you what, I've actually honestly heard more truth out of this man's mouth in the last 2 years than the majority of people even understand. And he's telling people straight up. And he's right. He's absolutely correct. The way to stop what's going on in this world right now is going to come through care. It's going to come through real love. And he's correct. Real love and real care. You know, your ability to care for somebody else as much as you care for yourself. Your ability to care about what's right. You know, you can care about what's right and care about more than yourself. Everybody can. You're choosing not to. You're running with your emotions. You know, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. That's all I can tell you is divide and conquer. You know, and then people in the manosphere who get mad at me because, well, I lived TFL for 28 years of my life, you know. I was 28 before I ever had a woman come into my life. I've been rejected a whole shitload of times before that. Okay. No lie, that's fact. Okay. And then I was back to TFL again when she wasn't there, and then I get somebody in my life that was very short lived, and then back to TFL again, and somebody else, I guess is what you'd want to say is, yeah, you got lucky. You got a date. Got lucky. She was with you. Yep. As soon as she got her want, she was gone. That's not with you. It's called usury. Welcome to the day's world. Yeah. You know, I've been called a woman hater, and I don't hate women. I even got somebody I've known for a lot of years now online that just went completely out of their mind and decided that I've had women in my life my whole life, and that I've always had dated my entire life, and that I've never lived TFL, and I never nothing, and, you know, because they reached all the way up their anal. And, you know, I think this person's just got a lot of complex issues, like, and they don't want anybody else to be happy because they're not happy. You know how it goes. They're not happy, so you're not allowed to be happy. You know, misery loves company, right? Pathetic. It is really pathetic. I've tried so hard to get people to see what's really going on and just to pay attention. And that if we stood together, I mean, stopping what's going on in today's society is simple as not complying. No, it don't take bloodshed. It doesn't take drawing guns. It's as simple as non-compliance. Curing the problems of this world comes from real love and real care. But this world don't have that. It has selfishness. It has other people wanting to think they're above other people. The system itself was set up to create division, to divide us. Divide and conquer. It's worked out pretty dang well, if you ask me. And when I look in the manosphere, I see tons of men who definitely have no real experience. Okay, in life, their experience is lacking big time. The dating scene, well, what can I say? There's lots and lots and lots of men, I'd have to say hundreds of millions worldwide, that have never had a date in their life, okay? They spent their life being rejected. And of course, it tore them down, tore them into nothing. But then if they were to get a date in today's society, they may wish they never got it because nobody knows how to treat each other. And one gender's been placed on a pedestal above the other. And so the reality is the reality, man. But David Icke's right. Love, real love, and true care and non-compliance is all you need to stop all the evil that's going on this planet. I might hear somebody, I hear like Monty Graf talking about cryptocurrency and he don't agree with it and he tells you the truth about it and whatever, which he did say the truth, right? But then he turned around and said there's nothing we can do about it. That's right, it's here. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about it now because it's here. Wrong. See, cryptocurrency, money that's in your hand, gold, silver, doesn't matter. It's all a man-made construct. And the current holders or owners of the monetary system can be taken out of position because who are they? They're like us. You can't tell us humans can't take it away from them for abusing it because that's exactly what they've done. Why do we have a hierarchy? So somebody else can be above somebody else. Why do we have wage gaps? So somebody else can think they're more important and better than somebody else. Divide and conquer. What's wrong with everybody having a good life? Oh, I know what's wrong with it. Selfishness. Other people's greed want it all for themselves. Power, greed, and ego, these three things that absolutely corrupt the human mind is power, greed, and ego. For a long time, I used to say power and greed, but I was forced to add ego to it after Jerry. After my experience with Jerry, I had to add ego to the list because his ego corrupted him. And you're going to allow your ego to corrupt you, then you can't fight back because you corrupt yourself. So that got added to the three things, two things that were absolutely corrupted the human mind. Ego is the third. So there's three things. It's crazy, isn't it? But it's the reality. And, I can't say what's going to happen up here on YouTube because, Google. People forget that I was here before Google owned YouTube. Yeah, I was on YouTube already doing videos before Google owned YouTube. I've been up on YouTube for a lot of years. And I'm to a point now where I don't do much anymore, as you can tell. I was like, the message falls on deaf ears anyhow, and you got enough people out here telling you and showing you, and I've told you and showed you over and over and over and over. Okay? And unfortunately, the reality is the reality, you know? And don't get me wrong when I brought Jerry's name up, because I did like Jerry, okay? It's just the guy's ego was inflated, and he started looking down on me like he was some expert in some this and this, because he had one video that went viral, and that made him the world's expert. And then he was conniving behind your back doing things that, you know, and then when you called him out on it, when it came back to you, then he denied it, of course. And then he gets caught doing it again. And he tells himself he gets caught in his own lie because he don't remember what he told you one week to the next week. Okay. And his ego was just, you could feel the tension. You know, you could tell the difference. He let his head swell up. His ego took over. He thought he was something he wasn't. And I had to part ways with him. Okay, because I've never been ego. Personally, I don't think I have an ego. People, oh, everybody has an ego. No, everybody don't have an ego. I've always been about what's right for everybody, and I don't go around through life thinking I'm smarter or better or above somebody else. I never have, and never will. It's just not in me. Yep, that's right. Still no jab. That's right. Just don't go get the jab. Stay away from the jab. Run from the jab. It's evil. Stop complying. Non-compliance can stop them in their tracks. People standing together instead of fighting one another. You know, the world's in the shape it is because we've allowed it to be that way. And, you know, and people may hate that I say that, but it is true. When you do nothing about something that's going on that's wrong, and you don't hold people accountable for their actions, then they continue to get by with it. And of course, that's going to escalate because what do we got? Power, greed, there we are. Corruption again, all the way, all day long. I can't guarantee you how long this channel will even be up because, you know, I find it, you know, I'm not doing much on this channel, but, you know, they've been on my heels for a long time. Long time. A lot longer than W7 said about 6 years ago when he came up. What was it, 5, 6 years ago now? He came up reading a brand new article that was out at the time from Google on the new censorship that they were going to be rolling out. And it's just censorship's never been this bad before. And everything on that list he was reading, the article right in your face, is everything that had already been happening to me for 6, 7 years plus. So it hadn't been happening to everybody else online but the selective few, and I was one of them selective few. And he thought it was all new censorship. No, it wasn't all new censorship at all. I fell over laughing when I seen that. I was like, yeah, right. Give me another break. This censorship's been going on forever, man. What do you think my channel, I mean, you know, was what it was. And I was never here for money. I was never here for views. I was here to help people. That's all I ever wanted was to help people. When I first come up here, I thought people would understand so easy, man. That a lot of people were friggin' in the same mindset as me. That this world was full of good people. Boy, did I get a slap in the face. This world's full of zombies. Oh, I know he is. I understand this. I'm with you off the grid. I understand W7 is. Okay? You know, W7 doesn't really do anything good for anybody to begin with. This guy comes up there and reads mainstream reports and blah, 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 and gives his opinion and steers stuff, and he'll still push you right down the rabbit hole because that's what he's to do. Though I do question David Icke. Okay, because my own experience, what happened on Prospect, slapped me in the face, and I have to say, oh my, that very well could have happened to him. Well, but he was, yeah, but you go back that many years ago, they didn't own all the mainstream media all over the world yet. And he never went back to mainstream media. So, it's just one of them things. You know, I don't know what to tell people, it's just one of them things. And some people I get rid of just because they think they're funny, because they failed to grow up. We have that happen a lot where people fail to grow up. They got nothing better to do than act like they're 3 years old yet. And well, the zombies. I mean, off the grid said it best, man. Zombies. That's right. Sheeple and zombies. We just had a zombie come into the room thinking they were smart and they could just start trouble. So, they've left the room now. Isn't that nice? The only thing I can tell you is when it comes to the jab, run. Don't never take it. Don't listen to these people. They're liars. Like so many people in this world, they lie. Then when somebody who actually tells truth and actually cares come along, you all attack them, don't you? I'm not talking about every one of you, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily talking about the people in this room. Maybe the one that just got taken out, the guy that just got removed. Yeah, well, guess that was his entire point of being here, right? Was to attack somebody because they got nothing better to do in their life other than be part of the problem. Stupid questions. Bill, when will you see the jab dead in the street? If you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, that I can't help you any. So why are you asking stupid questions? Because that is a very stupid question. Maybe you should start really paying attention to what's going on around you. Instead of asking stupid questions, go open your eyes and use your brain to read and pay attention to what's going on around you. And you would figure out one hell of a lot of people have already been taken out and not to lunch by the jab. But you don't see that because you don't go looking. Because you're one of them people that would sit in front of a TV set to get their news. Because you're too damn lazy to go look at anything for yourself. So don't ask me stupid questions unless you want a stupid answer, huh? It's one of the problems we have in society is people don't want to look into nothing. They want somebody else to feed them their information. Then they can be Polly wants a cracker, run around and parrot out their mouth. It's pretty sad, but that's what it comes down to. And you see the retardedness here. Okay, to even say the jab is safe. So, sticking your head on the railroad track when a locomotive's coming along and listen to the track while it runs over your head is safe. That is a safe thing to do. Stepping out in front of a semi doing 80 miles an hour and hold your hand out, stop, and him running you over, you can guarantee that is safe. That's to my last comment. You just remember, everything I just said is just as safe, okay? This is what you get. See, this is just it right there. It's probably a bot or an idiot for the tool who has no real care, that cares no about nobody but them selfish selves. That's the type of mentality you have with that last commenter. That is the mentality you have with that last commenter. Oh, well, you're that stupid. Oh, well, just because you don't know somebody? I can't help it that you're that stupid. That's not my fault you're that stupid. That's your fault. If you believe this hocus pocus is real, I mean, I'm sorry, you can go down to. They got lots of special schools for the mentally handicapped. You might want to go join one of them places. You know, they got special schools for people like you that have mental disabilities and unable to see common sense and truth within their face. But most likely it's just a shield that's up here being paid money to lie. Yeah, most likely you're part of the problem we have in this world. And you're running around thinking this is all humpty dory and okay to do. Like the dummy you are. This is how history always replays itself. This is why you keep having wars and keep having dead and keep having dead and keep having dead, because you never grew up. You know, the epic failure of mankind that I've screamed for years? The epic failure of mankind was their ability to grow the hell up. You know, I find it hilarious when I hear an adult yell at the little child about growing the hell up. I'm thinking, why didn't you look in the mirror? You might as well yell at it yourself, because you also failed to grow up, because that is the epic failure of mankind. It's their ability to grow the hell up. Oh my God, there you go. I'm not going to argue with a bunch of dummies. I'll tell you what. You just go ahead and have your own opinion. You go ahead and believe your television set, because you know your God, the TV would never lie to you. Okay? You stay part of the problem because you're probably too stupid to be alive anyhow. Because that is most people. All you got to do is look around your behaviors. See, your behavior right here represents what I've been talking about for years. See, Off the Grid was talking about the zombies and sheeples, and then the zombies came into the room. Isn't that awful? How Off the Grid just mentioned zombies. They must have heard him. Zombies. I'm on my way. This is a zombie. Yeah. That's what we got right there. The zombies are here Off the Grid. You see that? The zombies have showed up. We have zombies in the chat. Yep, the brain dead, the zombies. I don't know what else to tell you. See, that's why I said, you know, real truth falls on deaf ears, because these people are so out of their mind that they couldn't see truth if they tried, or they're scared of truth. Truth wounds them, you know. You know, when you're constantly lying, then truth hurts you. Anything to keep that lie alive, isn't it? That's right. You want the lie that you poured out your anal to be truth, but it never will be truth. You want to take real truth and manipulate it and twist it. Man, you take real truth and flip the words, and it becomes a lie. It becomes what you are, a liar. That's all I can say about it. You know, well, you know what? He sits there, what? First-hand evidence. Well, where's your evidence that it exists? Where's your evidence that it exists? Where is your evidence? And then you're going to take something and let somebody put something in your body that normally took 10 to 15 years before it would even come out, that they created in less than a year. for something they claimed that nobody knew it was a brand new bug. Yep, and in less than a year from the date the brand new bug that's never been seen came on board, you created something that took 10 to 15 years to do, and you're running out there and sticking it in these zombies' arms. And you couldn't look at the creator of the test they used to tell you have it. You didn't believe the guy who invented the test. You know, he wouldn't know more about it than me. Complete insanity. As I said, man, off the grid, you're right. You see that? The zombies are in the house. You can tell by the questions they're asking and what they're saying. The zombies are in the house. Have you got any night crawlers off the grid? If I remember right, zombies eat night crawlers. Maybe they just eat roaches. I don't know. Get a bag full of bugs and feed them. They're hungry. It's retarded, isn't it? I don't plan on staying up here anyhow, but I want to come up here and rant a little bit. And just let you know if this channel gets taken down by YouTube, don't go looking for me because I won't be doing videos or anything anymore. No point. There's just no point. But off the grid, you know, I do have you on Zoom. If I decide to log in again and you want to talk, you know how to find me, you know. We'll go before the jab. We'll go before the jab, okay? The evidence is the lack of death from what they told you had. The evidence is in a guy from named Kerry Mullis who created the test they're using. You don't need any more evidence than that to know you've been lied to. And to allow them to stick a jab in you based on that, guaranteed you're a zombie. Or guaranteed you're collecting the tool, money, to come in here and lie. Which either way around makes you a complete dumbass. I mean, the evidence for real is in the fact that you was told there was something going on that wasn't going on, and hospitals worldwide, even my own clinic in this town, proved without a reasonable doubt there was never a pandemic going on. Never. And now you got something that was created in less than a year for something they've never seen before. And everybody running around saying, yep, we got a room full of shields in here, don't we? We got a room full of nubbies. Yep. The zombies have arose, so I suppose it's probably time for me to get out of here. Just because we got all these zombies in here, you know, they'll just keep coming back. But you got me on Zoom off the grid, and I don't mind talking to you. So, you know, I have to come on Zoom and be there, so if you want to talk, we can. If I do anything, maybe I'll do it with somebody else, like Corey over on his channel. Or something else, you know. But, you know, it's really pointless when everything you need is right there in your face and you still can't see it. And then all you idiots for the money. You know, you complete utter idiots for money. That's helping history replay itself. Then when it's all said and done, you can't take your money to your grave with you. They'll get their population reduction thanks to idiots like you. You zombies that come in here are going to help them get their population reduction But don't worry, you're going to be part of it. And you might get to be above somebody when they drop your dead corpse on top of somebody else. But don't worry, there'll be somebody above you too because they'll drop their dead corpse on top of you. You know? No, there is no in denial. This is what you talk right here. See what they're doing? They're the one in denial of the truth, passing what they're doing on to somebody else. We know the game. You're playing the oldest game that's ever been played. What an idiot. That's why I said the zombies are here. At least Off the Grid is getting to see the zombie apocalypse happen right here in the chat section. All these dumb zombies come along. That's what you sound like when you're talking and typing. Because you're zombies. You're brain dead. You ain't got no critical thinking skills. You have no evidence backing anything up that's coming out your mouth. As the video says, no evidence required. And that goes for the zombies. And it's just proven what the name of this here live stream is. No evidence required. You idiots are proving how true that is, ain't you? No evidence required. And I already got more evidence than you got, just one person. The inventor of the test. And I have that on video. And who am I going to believe? The guy who invented it? Or some numbskull brain that knows nothing about it? Obvious, huh? Anyhow, with that, guys, I'm getting out of here. It's filled up full of zombies, and I'm not going to hold anything for a bunch of zombies. You didn't want me here anyhow, ain't that right? You hate it when somebody that tells real truth comes along because it hurts your